When you communicate with people who are more powerful than you, it can be really daunting. You might get nervous because those people are more senior and more experienced than you. You might feel you're not worthy to share your ideas with them because you assume they are more intelligent. And you might get scared because those people have power over your future career. These are all internal blocks that you have when you communicate with people who are more powerful than you, and they can lead you to stutter, to muddle, or to forget your thoughts, to speak too fast, or to not speak at all. And this is such a shame because with a simple mindset shift and with helpful techniques, you can communicate confidently with people who are more powerful than you. You don't need to hide yourself or hide your thoughts from them. You just need to show up in a way that will resonate with that powerful person. Before we delve into the techniques, I want to clarify who we are talking about when we say powerful person. So this channel is for emerging leaders. It's a career-focused channel for emerging leaders. So when I talk about powerful people, I'm talking about powerful people in the workplace. Now, inside of your organization, this could be co-workers who are more senior than you. It could be your direct boss who is obviously more senior than you. It could be other leaders and other managers in the organization, for example, your boss's boss and others who are more senior than you are. Outside the organization, this could include clients. Sometimes we get nervous when we are talking to clients who are more senior, more intelligent, or more experienced than us. It could also be industry executives, other stakeholders, or government representatives whom we need to interact and talk with from time to time. They could be older, not always, but in most cases. They could be more experienced, but not necessarily in your area of expertise. They could be more intelligent, and again, not always. They're basically people who have position power through their job title and through their level of seniority. And the reason you find it challenging is because you are taught from a young age to be deferential to people who have authority and more power than you. What does deferential mean? Well, deferential comes from the STEM word, deference, which means a polite and respectful attitude towards someone, especially because they have an important position. Essentially, deference is about showing respect to a powerful person. This doesn't mean that you have to take the position that you are not worthy. That is not what deference is about at all. It is simply about you showing respect to somebody who is more powerful than you. If you are of the belief that you are not worthy, then that is probably the cause of your inability to communicate with a powerful person. And this is leading you to stutter, to muddle your thoughts, to forget what you want to say, and to not communicate clearly at all. This all happens in your mindset. So this is the first thing that you need to work on when you're communicating with a powerful person. So let's start to remember your worth as a professional. This isn't something that we think about very often. Your focus is on your job. Your focus is on improving, on becoming a more competent and a better professional. But it's also important to sometimes stop looking forward and to take a glance back into your past. To look at what you've achieved, what you have accomplished, to look at how much work you have put into your education, into gaining experience, into building skills, and into getting promoted. You have an immense amount of value and worth. Your boss and the company you work for, they're benefiting from all of this. And it's probably the reason why you got promoted and why you are in the position you're in today. Which means there are many reasons as to why you are worthy. So let's do an activity together. I want you to write down 3 things that you are proud of in your professional life. It could be learning a new skill. It could be overcoming a challenge. It could be getting praise from your boss. Find 3 things that you are proud of that you have achieved in your professional life. Write them down on a piece of paper. And whenever you are feeling that you are not worthy or that you have never accomplished enough or that you're not worthy enough to speak to a powerful person, I want you to take out this list, have a glance at it, read it, and remind yourself that you are worthy to communicate with powerful people. And I also want you to remember that powerful people were not always powerful. They probably started in a position much like where you are today. If you like this content so far and you want more advice and videos every week to help you in your leadership journey, then consider subscribing to my channel. Every week I share videos for emerging leaders to help you improve your communication, your leadership skill, and also your mindset. And I would be honored to share these videos with you. Once you have the right mindset when you are approaching a communication opportunity with a powerful person, the next thing you need to think about is how you communicate. Communicating to powerful people is very different to how you would communicate with your friends or your coworkers. Powerful people, especially senior executives and leaders, they are very time poor, meaning they don't have the time to listen to long, drawn-out stories or explanations. They want the information that you give them to be quick, direct, and straight to the point. For you, this means that you have to learn how to communicate in a more concise and direct way. Eliminate unnecessary information, which is information they don't need to know about. Focus on the main points that concern them, and prepare your main points in advance. It does take practice to eliminate unnecessary information and to make your communication more direct and concise, but one question to ask yourself that will help you in this is, what does that person really need to know about? When you are preparing for a conversation with a powerful person, ask yourself this question to train your mind into making your communication more direct and concise. Another thing that slows down your communication is using filler words and qualifiers. I talk about filler words quite often in my videos, so I don't want to go into too much detail here, but basically filler words are like, you know. These are unnecessary words that don't add anything concrete to what you're saying. Qualifiers are a little different. They are essentially words that intensify your speech, and specifically, they intensify adjectives and adverbs that you might use. You'll see a list of qualifiers on the screen right now. You probably use some of these qualifiers in your speech. Qualifiers are just like filler words. They slow down your speech. What I recommend you do is to replace qualifiers with a better adjective to describe in better detail what you're saying, and to replace filler words with a pause. You should also be polite and respectful in your communication when you are talking with a powerful person. So this loops us back to the definition of deference that I shared with you in the first point, and that definition included the concept of respect. Don't misunderstand me. This doesn't mean that you have to bow down to that powerful person or that you have to suck up to them. This is not what I'm talking about at all. All it means is you show an adequate amount of respect to that powerful person, which is a basic human quality. How can you be polite and respectful to a powerful person? Well, address that person how they want to be addressed. For example, Mr., Ms., Mrs., or perhaps their first name. Be punctual whenever you're meeting with them. Don't interrupt them. Save your questions for later. Listen to their opinions and consider their perspective. If their opinion is different to yours, maybe there's a reason why. Maybe they have some information that you don't know about. State your thoughts in an assertive but open way. Be confident when you share your ideas and your thoughts with them, but don't order them to think the way you do. Use your skills in persuasive communication to try to sway them to the way you think. And when you do communicate your thoughts with that powerful person, you should be open to a dialogue with them. This is really how you're going to make a connection with that powerful person. So we've talked about mindset in this video. We've talked about communication techniques in this video. Next, we need to focus on making a connection with them. How do you do this? Well, make your communication a discussion rather than a one-sided communication. This is a style of communication that powerful people are more used to. This is the style of communication that they resonate with a lot more. And this is the style of communication that will help you be seen as a leader with high potential. So when you communicate your thoughts, invite questions. Ask them, do you have any questions about this? Ask for their thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? And state that you are open to a discussion. This is my opinion, but I'm open to hearing your perspective. And when you are in a dialogue with that powerful person, when you're in a discussion with that powerful person, look for shared goals or shared values that both you and the powerful person have, and speak to those shared goals. This is how you are going to make your communication more persuasive to them and more effective overall. And if you really want to strengthen your connection with that powerful person, then it is in your best interests to acknowledge their authority. What do I mean by this? Well, it's when you show that you know they are in a more powerful position than you. Refer to their immense experience, but be careful you don't imply that they're too old. Refer to their skill set or their level of experience they've acquired throughout their career. Refer to their level of seniority they have in the company. These things will help that powerful person to feel recognized, to feel valued, and it will help them to like you more. It's also important to acknowledge that you know the final decision is theirs. Listen to their opinion, share your opinion, but understand that the final decision will ultimately be theirs. If they want to go in a different direction against what you suggest, don't act offended. Don't be angry with them or abrasive. Respect their decision. They are ultimately the more powerful person. They have more decision-making power than you. This will help you keep the doors open with that powerful person so you can have more conversations with them in the future. Maybe you can persuade them to your way of thinking at a later time. There are other things that you will need to think about when you're speaking with a powerful person. You'll need to augment your focus, you will need to answer questions adequately, and you will need to speak with conviction. These things I talk about in this video right here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of value from it. If you did like it, please hit the like button below. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future, and I will see you next week in another video.